What's good, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl Natasha Nisha. So have you noticed how hateful people are never happy? So in this video, I'll be sharing some of the reasons as to why. So, have you heard it said that like there's no rest for the wicked? And this is the first point. And as a result, like peace of mind is unattainable for wicked people. And as a result, no peace, no rest is my first point. The second point I want to add is that, like within each human being, there is a God shaped void. It's a space within each of us that can only be filled um, by relationship and God's love, basically, when in relationship. And just even when we come to a place of knowing Him, then we can fill this God shaped void. So, as a result, this God shaped void beckons in these hateful people, you know, and they tend to fill it with all the wrong things. They fill it with distractions, they fill it with addictions, anything just to numb themselves out. And as a result, they never find happiness, true happiness. Um, and like with this God shaped void, also, this God shaped void is actually foundational. This needs to be dealt with first before we can go on to successful and happy lives, is what I found. The third point I have here is that, like, as a result of this now, this chase for happiness becomes an addiction, and then you find them addicted now, chasing after happiness, and then they tend to portray themselves out like confident, serene, peaceful on the outside, whilst within there's all this disgruntled, unhappy, lack of peace, misery, within. And that picture of, is it the swan or the duck, you can say, that goes on gliding ever so smoothly on the surface of the water, but underneath her feet are churning so fast up there, So this is the thing with these unhappy people, it becomes an addiction, and then they do everything to look confident on the outside, but within is where there's just no peace, and as a result, no happiness. And yeah, so they can't find peace, and many times also from the outside looking in, they even may have like a home, a job, a great um, car, some status, some money, or even lots of it. But it's all a facade, It's all a facade. It's just all a show. The truth of the reality of the matter is inside, it's empty and there's no peace. And that's why they can't be happy. And the next point I just want to add is that, like, we shouldn't even get into partnerships or friendships with people like this, because it's like throwing your pearl off the swine, like, because in relationship, they'll, in being jealous of you because you're a happy person, even put expectations of you to maybe make them happy, which you can't, because they need to do that basic foundational work for themselves. They're not willing to. And so whatever you do for them will never be enough. You can't satisfy them. They cannot be satisfied because of the inner lacking within, So yeah, and even getting into partnerships, friendships, business deals, even relationships with this kind of people, many times it leaves you feeling not good enough and unhappy even. And this is because they infect you with their negativity, the disease of pessimism, and just negativity, toxicity, even sometimes they tend to affect you with this disease which they now suffering from, and then yeah, it's also good to know that like the people you allow in your life or people who influence you, and we need to choose wisely the people that we allow to influence us. Is it a positive influence or a negative influence? And these hateful people only bring negativity. And just a little bit off tangent also, I just wanted to mention, like, in this world also, it's super sad that the world doesn't want good people. Like our influence in the world is not valued. The world doesn't want to even see us with any success. They don't want to see us happy and having any joy. And that is also a result of like the God of this world, Satan. He doesn't like free thinkers and people who question stuff. And as a result also of our salvation that we have from Christ Jesus, He set us free. We free, yes, first and foremost to worship Him, but also to live and have abundant lives and see things, like truly as they are in this world. So the enemy, the God of this world, doesn't like or appreciate free people. The enemy wants slaves, that he can control. And then also, as we now get into relationship or whatever with these hateful people, they hate us more because it leaves them questioning their choices. They feel exposed, they feel uncomfortable and not good enough, and they doubt, but they don't want to really face, some of the feelings that come with being in our presence, kind of a thing. They feel exposed, like, and it irritates them. They don't want to deal with this. They just want to be free to live reckless lives, like wild and free, doing whatever, doing as thou wilt, and a life where there's no judgment. They want to behave or treat people any old how as they feel and as pleases them in the moment without any judgment. And we tend to you know, remind them of judgment. And yeah, so as a result, good people, many times we are pushed out of society. But there's this weakness within us also, is that like, we keep looking for love from the world. We keep looking to be accepted and to belong. We seek friendship from the world and understanding, and we have to come to a place where we now really make peace with the fact that this is not going to happen for us. It's not going to happen, like this world doesn't want that. Like we of a different world, and they don't want people who stand for truth and stand for good. So as a result, it makes the world also for us lonely, painful, even because you find that people repay your good deeds with you know bad deeds, your love with hate. There's tons of jealousy and what have you, or some of the experiences that we can have in this world as a good person. But that was just a little bit of tangent. It's also good to know that, like these hateful people, yes, they are amongst us, and they are not many. They are not many. They may be very loud and have their voice, um, all over, leading the culture and what have you. But they're not many, and so yeah, let's just maneuver this world wisely, and like just know that we are called to more, but this is not even actually about us. This is just about those that are unhappy, the haters, and how they will never find peace. And like, let's not waste our time trying to make them happy, because we can't. And I'm gonna leave it here. Oh, this one, you're going to peace out.